Hey guys, this is Leah with Scott Leroy Marketing, and in today's tip video, I am going to show you how you can utilize the Make a Copy feature in Dotloop to achieve two things. So the first thing that the Make a Copy feature does in Dotloop is you can copy forms from one loop to another. So if you get two loops going in your account for the same transaction, or let's say the listing agent on the other side shares a document with you, you will sometimes notice that you have your loop in your account, and you also get a second loop created from the listing agent's loop, okay, when they share things over to you. So let me show you how, if that were to occur, if you have the two loop situation going on, you'll know it's very confusing, right, to have two loops for the same property. And you'll want to copy everything from that second loop, okay, from the agent on the other side, into your loop, so you're working out of one loop instead. Okay, of course, a lot less confusing to just be working from one loop. So let's take a look at that. So first of all, you'll want to be logged into your Dotloop account. Okay, and that's where I am here on my Dotloop home screen. And what you'll want to do is you'll want to first go into your loop. Okay, so I'm going to go into my loop I have created here. All right, I'm going to want to add a new folder to put all of those documents. Okay, so again, in this scenario, I'm the buying agent, and the listing agent has shared over their documents to me, and so I have that second loop created. And I'm going to go into my loop and add a new folder, and let's say I'm going to name this listing agents shared forms. Okay, oops. And of course, you can name this whatever you'd like to be named. All right, so you just want to create another folder in here so you can separate which forms have been shared to you by the other agent. All right, so going back to all of the loops, all right, I'm now going to go into the listing agent's loop. Okay, when that listing agent shared documents to me, it automatically created a second loop in my Dotloop, which is of course confusing. So I'm going to go into that listing agent's loop. And I'm going to click on the checkbox to the left of whichever forms that I want to pull over into my loop instead. Okay, so I am copying these forms from the listing agent's loop into my loop that I have created, so we can just work out of one loop. All right, so I'm clicking those checkboxes here to the left of the form names I would like to copy over. And I'm simply going to click Make a Copy on this top red toolbar here that displays. Okay, just a heads up, these red options here, these bulk options, will not display until you click checkboxes here. Okay, so if you're not seeing those, that's why. So I'm going to click Make a Copy here. It then gives me two options. I can now click to copy as a Dotloop document. Okay, so those are the interactive forms that I can just start typing in. All right, and that's typically what you'll want to do. All right, next we'll be going over the second option, so just hang tight on that. So go ahead and leave it selected to copy as a Dotloop document, and we're copying it to a loop. All right, I then want to search for the loop that I have created. Okay, so it's my loop. So I search for that loop using this top search bar and click the loop that I would like to copy these forms into. You'll then notice it shows you the folders that you have available in that loop, so you can select which folder you'd like to copy those forms into. So I'm going to leave that on this folder that we created, the listing agents shared forms, and simply click copy. All right, it shows me 2 of 2 forms imported with this nice green check mark, so I know it worked. I can click OK here. It also shows me the forms that were successfully copied over. So now let's just go over to that other loop to double check that. So I'm going to click back to my loops on the top left. I'm going to click into my loop instead. And I'll now notice that I have those two forms that I copied over from the listing agent's loop copied into my loop so that I can start working with that right away. Okay, so that is one really great feature of the make a copy, or the, sorry, what's it called? Let's see. Yeah, the make a copy feature that Dotloop provides, right? That's how you can copy documents from one loop to another. All right, let's talk about one other way that you can really use this make a copy feature. Okay, this is a really cool way to use this. So let's say that you have an offer to purchase, for example. All right, and that offer to purchase is fully signed. All right, so it has the signatures on it. So just use your imagination that this form is all filled out here. Okay, and as you'll know, you cannot make any changes to a fully signed document. Okay, so if you try and make changes to a signed document, it'll pop up letting you know that the signatures will be erased if you make changes to those documents. Because of course your clients didn't sign for that change. Makes sense. All right, but let's take a look at how we can click to make a copy of this and convert this form to a PDF so that we can make changes to it, okay? So PDFs will preserve the signatures on the bottom to make sure those won't get erased. So to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the checkbox to the left of this folder name. I'm sorry, to the left of this form name. And once I click that checkbox, you'll notice these bulk actions come up again. And I'm going to click Make a Copy once again. All right, this time instead, I'm going to click the radio dot that says Copy as Flat PDF, Signatures Preserved, Not Editable. Okay, so this is the one I want. I want to copy this as a flat PDF to Loop. And actually, since I'm copying this into my same loop that I'm currently in, I'm going to search for that same loop name and click on that loop name to select which folder I'd like that in. All right, so I'm going to select the folder, the radio dot to the left of the folder I want it in, and click Copy here to convert that form into a PDF. So once I click that copy button, I can then click OK. All right, and I can see that it's been copied into my loop here. All right, so now since I have the two forms here, I'm going to want to rename one of them so I know which is which. Okay, so the one that I just recopied in as a PDF, okay, doesn't have the checkbox next to it. So I'm going to come over to these three drop-down dots on the far right to rename this form. I'm just going to rename it as PDF. Okay, so I know that that's the one I copied over. So I've renamed that, and then I can click Enter on my keyboard or click in the white margin to make that new name stick. Okay, so now when I click onto this document, all right, so let's say that it had an error on this form, okay, or we need to change the settlement date or so forth. All right, you can now make any changes to this document without erasing the signatures. Okay, you'll notice the signatures are preserved, and this is most usable when it's fully signed. So just use your imagination that this is signed by both parties here. So now that it's a PDF, I can make changes. Okay, so let's say the street address was entered incorrectly. I can come up to this Add button on the top black toolbar. Click to add strike through. Okay, it'll start following my mouse, so I can click to drop that. All right, so I can make edits to this form without it erasing the signatures. So just to see this through, to show you how useful this is, I'll come back up to Add, go Add Text here. Again, I'll start following my mouse, so I can click to drop that wherever I'd like it. I can type in the correct address. Okay, and if it starts to run down on the next line here, you'll notice this little right triangle on the bottom right of the text box that I can hover my mouse over it. It'll turn into an arrow that I can click to drag and expand that text box. Okay, so I have the new address, the correct address on here. And lastly, I can get my clients to sign for this change by going up to this Add button on the top black toolbar. Going to add initials. It will start following my mouse, and I can click to drop that initial box to then assign the field to my client. Okay, that is a necessary step. Don't forget that step. If you are adding any initial box or signature boxes, you will need to always assign it to your client so they can electronically sign. All right, and then I could then save and share this edited document. Okay, so in conclusion, the second feature that I just showed you guys on the Make a Copy feature in Dotloop does allow you to convert a Dotloop document into a PDF, okay, so that it preserves the signatures so that you can make any edits to it like we saw here today. All right, if you have any questions, feel free to email us at support@scottleroymarketing.com. But that is your Dotloop tech tip of the day.